So, Mr. Stathis, can you give our audience a little bit about your background?
Yes, thank you. I am an attorney. I've been an attorney for 25 years, practicing in the personal injury and the workers' compensation area. I've handled thousands of workers' compensation cases. I've even argued before the New Jersey Supreme Court workers' compensation-related issues.
So with workers' compensation, after someone has been injured on the job, what should they do first?
The most important thing that someone needs to do is they need to notify the employer that they have in fact been injured. If they don't give the employer timely notice, the employer can defend the case on that basis, saying we're not going to cover it. You never told us about it.
So after they've given that notice, what benefits can they expect?
There are usually three benefits that are associated with a workers' compensation claim. Your wages, they will pay 70% of your gross weekly pay. They will pay 100% of your medical bills, but you have to see their doctors, a very important condition. And the third benefit is a permanency award for the injury you sustained, and that comes at the very end of the case, after they've completed treatment and have returned to work.
So for the wages portion, you said it's 70% of their weekly pay. How does that get calculated?
The employer will look at a 26-week history of your wages before the accident and submit that to the insurance company, and they will average that out. If you've only worked for the company for 1 week, that's what they'll use, that 1 week of wages. And there is a maximum and a minimum rate. So if someone is making, say, $2,000 a week, 70% would be $1,400. It's capped at $826 per week.
Okay.
So that would be the maximum you could receive.
I see. And what is the minimum?
The minimum is $212.
So with the medical bills, how is that? So you said that they have to go through the doctors that the employers choose. How does that work? Under
New Jersey law, since the insurance company for the employer is paying the medical bills, they have the right to dictate to you which doctors that you need to follow or go to see. If at some point you're not satisfied with the treatment you've gotten from those doctors, you can request a second opinion.
Are there other benefits that the employee can expect? There
is this third benefit called the permanency award, a permanent disability award they call it. And it doesn't necessarily require that you demonstrate or come in a wheelchair and crutches and things like that, but there's a schedule of benefits that actually identifies the body part and a percentage, and that's how they calculate that award. Your claim will be filed, the insurance company will have an answer filed by their attorneys, and then you undergo 2 evaluations, one at our request and one at the request for the attorneys for the insurance company, and they set the percentages. You then go appear in court in workers' compensation, and those workers' compensation judges then make a recommendation about this percentage of permanent disability. That percentage has a dollar amount. So what happens after they've received treatment, but say a year on from then, they realize that from the accident they have other treatments that come up? What can they do? Once the case is concluded, and it's usually based upon the time that the injured employee receives the settlement payment, their settlement payment, it's a 2-year period after that they can reopen the case if their condition gets worse or they need further medical attention. If they don't reopen the case within that 2-year period, case is closed forever. And one other thing I would just add is in terms of how the lawyer is paid, there is a 20% fee, and that's paid at the end of the case. When you get your permanency award, normally the judge will split that half between the injured employee, and the insurance company pays the other half of the fee. So it's a 20% fee paid at the end of the case. I see. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. My pleasure.